today's episode, we will be talking about sanitation.
Yep.
And then we do have quite a few stories, but I'm going to just be reading one story today. We're probably going to start off just reading one story an episode.
Yeah.
And then seeing how that works and just kind of flowing in with it. I didn't get to read all the stories, but I do want to thank everybody that submitted a story.
Thank you, y'all.
We definitely... I got to figure out a way to pick them because this one I just picked it because I saw it. So
I just picked the juiciest one.
Yeah.
And
See, that's the thing. I don't read the whole thing. I just see it and then I'm like, okay, this is the one that's going to be on the next episode. If you guys write in like the text language, bear with me because I'm very, very old school.
Just old.
Old school. Proud of my age. I am not old. I am wise.
I feel like if you live through everything that you've lived through, you should be proud, you know?
Okay, you know what? I wasn't sure how I was going to receive that, but I appreciate that.
That was supposed to be shade.
It was.
And
I'd be feeling like an asshole when I don't receive it as genuine
she
and
never
I take it as
receives
shade.
anything as genuine, so I'm surprised she received that as genuine. I thought.
Look, that's why I wasn't sure because you would always check me when it's not shade.
Yep.
And then I receive it as shade and I come back and then I feel really bad.
Sorry, I got a little bit of beef with her right now. Her kids been aggravating me.
I teach them to, be able to take care of themselves.
She
so
teaches them to be a menace to society. That's what she teaches them.
I think that's how all kids are with aunties. Like I've had several clients tell me about their nieces and nephews, and I'm like, it must be an auntie thing, because my sister goes through it too. But yes.
I'm gonna fight them.
Okay, I'm gonna get comfortable.
Yeah, get comfortable.
Yeah, I wore Crocs anyways. I act like I put on something with laces.
It smells some corn chips. You got snacks up in here?
Stop playing with me.
No, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
His wheelchair is dead.
I just came back from the dead and they told me, you still not that girl.
As many of you have already seen, I posted a post on the page for the podcast about basically sanitation. It's just the basics of sanitation, but when I tell you they drill this in school, because this is like, you can't get nowhere without sanitation. Nobody is going to want to come to you if you're not clean or you don't sanitize after every client. So, and it's all about safety. You want safety for your clients and you want safety for yourself, because we don't know what's going on and we just want to make sure everyone's safe, and we want to conduct our business with a lot of ethical background or ethical.
We just want to conduct your business
ethically.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
I got you, girl. See how we did that little alley-oop?
Yes. So for sanitation, I'm just gonna talk about the process of sanitation. There's definitely steps to it. It starts off with sanitation, disinfection, and then sterilization. So after every client, you want to sanitize. And when I say sanitize, I'm talking, remember, everything you touch has to get wiped down. You are starting a new client. You don't want to use the same stuff, the same dirty tools you used on your last client, on your new client, because you don't know what you're going to spread and cause. There's this thing that we learned right away as soon as we start school. It's called universal precautions. Basically, that's just the CDC guideline of protecting yourself and your clients with the mindset of you don't know what anybody has in their bodily fluids or even blood. You just want to always prepare for the worst. So you want to assume everyone has something so you can sanitize, disinfect, and sterilize to the best of the ability that you can. I hate to say that because some people would act like lazy and be like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But you just want to...
Sorry.
Yeah, go
the
ahead.
best way to think of it, like in more milder terms, is move like COVID is back and rampant. Like, that's one way to think of it, because I feel like we, as a world, kind of practice... We were so... No, I wouldn't say we were so clean, because some people
I
were
would
not.
say after
But-
COVID, we've seen a lot that we're like, wow, we were like really.
Discuss. Well, yeah,
I wouldn't-
not really the we.
Yeah,
we
but
clean.
we clean, yeah,
As
out
a
there.
society, yeah, like people were doing things, and now
Mm-hmm.
it's like with certain tasks, I feel like I have to wear a mask. Like if I get on a plane,
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting on a mask. Because I already get irritated when I hear people coughing. Not irritated like, ugh, stop coughing, but like,
You're
ew,
alert.
what you got going on with you? Don't bring that over here. And
Pretty much.
people be coughing all nasty and stuff, like hacking up. It's just disgusting. Ew.
Some people don't. I don't think people have manners where
They
you
don't.
gotta know, like, okay, hey, let's turn your head this way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do we all have to hear that? But go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's basically it. Like, just how we were during COVID. I'm pretty sure, especially if you went to school to get your license during COVID or like in the aftermath of COVID, then you understand like how serious it was with sanitizing. But in your business, in your practice, even if you're working for somebody, make sure to clean, make sure to have those universal
Precautions.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And I remember, like, after COVID, every establishment kind of just heightened their sanitation guidelines. Like, I'm talking, they took it from here all the way to here, where you've seen, like, your appointments were extended, or there's, like, a cleaning period. As for me, in my business, I remember we added an extra 10 to 15 minutes between each client, which usually I would take like 5 to 10 minutes, but an extra 10 to 15 minutes between each client to make sure we double, triple sanitize, because we didn't know anything about COVID. We didn't know what we were dealing with. So we were preparing for like an apocalypse.
Man.
And that's literally how I saw it.
Nah, what was crazy was even the food industry. Like, I was serving during all that time. So we had a buffet. I used to work on a cruise, like a riverboat cruise. But we had a buffet line for the older folks because that was like our majority of our clientele over there. They come to the buffet for breakfast.
Pause. You know I don't like the word older. Even though I use it sometimes. We'll call them mature folks.
They was old.
Okay.
No, play. Our more mature folks,
Yeah.
they would come in, and I can't say mature. I'm sorry. That's just
It's okay.
not in my
Don't,
vocab.
that's fine. That is perfectly fine, because I'm fronting at home. I be saying old and shit.
Yeah,
but go
exactly.
ahead.
But we'd have a buffet for like breakfast and lunch. And generally, the people just come through the buffet, they get it. And there's one person working the buffet that would just make sure that it is all like replenished with food. And that's basically it. Like, they're not serving the people after COVID. Oh no, you can't touch these utensils.
Oh my gosh.
We're serving you. I mean, I would say they did kind of become a little bit more lax on that. But like,
It was
them people are dirty, okay? I'm sorry.
Eye-opening.
I'm sorry. It was kind of eye-opening, but at the same time, we had a lot of the cruise ship virus, which is like norovirus, which you catch that real quickly.
Yeah.
Like, and that affects more older folks and children in like daycares and stuff like that. So basically, the symptoms are once you're infected, like a zombie apocalypse.
right.
But that's what it felt
Step
like.
one.
It felt like the world was ending when that hit the boat. But once you're infected, it takes like a couple hours, or I want to say even like 30 to 45 minutes before the symptoms start hitting you. And then next thing you know, you are throwing up.
Ooh. I was about to ask, what are the symptoms?
Basically, you're nauseous, but then also like things are coming out of the attic and the basement.
Oh, not the basement.
And it's uncontrollable, and it could be at the same time.
Oh,
and
no.
it's just goes back to back. So you'll be down for like 3 days. That's usually the time, 3 days,
That's
which
scary.
sucks if you're on a cruise. Especially, I felt bad because they were older. I seen some stuff, y'all. I didn't want to see it. But after, like, when we had those situations, like pre-COVID, it was crazy. Like, people were coughing into the buffet food.
I'm just picturing it. Like,
And it's disgusting.
mess.
Yeah, like, I mean, just working in the food industry itself, like, it shows you a lot of things. And sometimes I just don't feel comfortable eating
here.
over there.
I don't feel comfortable eating.
Yeah, so you gotta you really like they gotten on us about that. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but I do see like in the food industry as a whole, it has gotten a lot better, at least for fine dining and Yeah. I can't really speak on the other
I'm
places.
about to say clarify.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know what they doing up in like McDonald's or anything. I hope they doing right, but yeah.
But yes, to play on that, everything really like our mind just kind of adjusted, and looking back, the things that we did was just kind of reckless. Like when we had to step 6 feet apart from each other, even to this day, if someone is like a little too close to me, I feel like my bubble is being suffocated. Like,
Man, yeah.
back up. Like, I don't care. We still in COVID. It should still be recording.
Yeah.
Sorry, my computer.
It was
funny.
doing that last time.
Okay, yeah,
I
it
think.
better be recording.
It better be. I ain't got no team.
Okay.
I ain't got no time for them.
But yes, it was just kind of like my mindset changed. Like for me, this is sponsored by the Bikini Spa. Shout out to the Bikini Spa. That is like my business.
She a business.
I love it. But working and waxing, I realized like we're working really close to you guys, especially if I'm doing brows. I'm in your face, and I'm just thinking all those times that I be in your face without a mask. I felt like, oh my gosh, we were being reckless. Then, like, you know, I'm waxing Brazilians, and I'm in your little private areas, and I'm just like, this whole time we've been doing it without a mask, and now you see me. You see me majority of the times with masks.
Yeah.
Because it's just
like
kind of like a standard. Because I feel as though you guys come into the establishment, I kind of treat it like a hospital. Because even at the hospital, when I take my son to his appointments, we're wearing masks, like, because it's a hospital, it's children, and I'm seeing like everybody checking us in still have their mask on today. Like now they kind of got relaxed, and they're like, okay, we don't have to wear masks. But we have a routine. We either have the mask in the car, but if we need to replenish, we grab the mask that they provide, and we put on a mask, and we go in. Because it's just kind of like, I feel like it just kind of elevated the whole protecting each other aspect of it.
I mean, I would feel more comfortable, like, as a client if my waxer was wearing a mask.
Right.
Because you can't just be breathing in, not even towards like scent, because that's a discussion we'll have on another day.
Yeah,
but,
we'll
you know, it's normal. You're not supposed to smell like Chanel No. 5 down there.
Yeah,
but
please.
my thing is, I just don't want you there. Like, what if you're sick and you're breathing on my intimate area?
Right.
Like, back up.
Like, imagine.
Or like, what if they just like spit when they talk?
Yeah, and you know what?
That's
I'm not
disgusting.
gonna lie. You know, I got a confession to make. I don't do it often, but you know those random times where you're talking, you in a good conversation, and all of a sudden you see like something fly out? That's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, but
That
it's
is, like,
normal.
it is normal, but I feel like we all see it, and we all just kind of act like we don't see it. And then it's just like, shit. Did I really just spit? You know, when you think of an embarrassing moment, and you're just like, oh my God, why did I just do that? Oh my God. This is one of those moments. I saw me talking, and a friend jumped out, and I was just like, did I really
Not
just...
a friend.
A
I'm over here
Actually,
imagining a friend.
Yeah, a friend jumped out. Like, did I really just spit on her? This girl probably is like, this bitch just spit on me. Like, should I say something? Should we throw hands? Or should I act like I ain't see it? And I love y'all because y'all act like y'all don't see it. But that's another reason why I wear a mask. Because we be in the room, we be talking, we be kikiing.
Now, I had coworkers that I would talk to. Like, and they would just spit. Or even just clients.
Yeah.
Not clients. Customers when I was on the boat and stuff. You know, a lot of the older people, this is no, like, shade. I know it's natural. I'm not really a judgmental person.
No.
But there was one guy, he just had spit that just kept flying. And I remember it hit my cheek, and I wanted to cry and scream at that moment. Because I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And mind you, this is post-COVID. This was post-COVID, so I really wasn't feeling it. I was like, yo, help me. But he was so sweet.
Like, I would have lost everything that person was telling me. It would have went out my head because I would have been like, did it really just touch my cheek? But, you know, but I'm very forgiving if someone does it. That's the crazy thing. If I do it, the whole world stops. Like, you know what?
In her head.
Yeah, in my head. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't even know what I was trying to say. I need to really like damage control. That's what's going on in my head. You know that scene on SpongeBob where he going crazy in the head is like all his little file workers.
Yeah, going
That's
crazy.
That's how I am when I do it. But when other people do it, I'm like, you know what? It's okay because I know how that feels. I'm not judging you.
I just felt like she just really has to get this off her chest. So we just went through that
I've done it a
spit
couple
rant.
times, and I know some of y'all seen it. And y'all were just being nice to your girl. This is me officially apologizing. But yes, that was so fucking embarrassing.
Girl, it's life. That's how
life.
I feel.
But yeah. Okay, so sanitation is the process of basically cleaning your tools. So you got to clean your tools with warm soapy water and get rid of all the debris. Meaning you don't want to put a tool that has hair or any type of debris on it in the bucket where it disinfects. Because guess what? Everything that's disinfecting in that bucket is contaminated. You got to redo your bucket. You got to it's a whole process. So you got to clean your tools with warm, soapy water. Or if you have a chemical cleanser, you can use that as well. That's step 1. Then you go into your disinfection step. That's when you have an EPA registered disinfectant.
Ooh,
and I say EPA because that is very important. You cannot use my homemade essential oil concoction to clean your disinfected tools. You have to have an EPA registered disinfectant, so you know your stuff is being disinfected really well. And most of the stuff we use is hospital grade because we are dealing with bodily fluid.
Yeah, so EPA wipes. If you choose to use wipes for whatever
to wipe down like the and everything. Just make sure it's EPA registered and it has that EPA like barcode or EPA number. So disinfecting is the next step. So you have to have your EPA registered disinfectant. Barbicide is considered one too, and you have to mix it according to your manufacturer's instructions. So follow your manufacturer's label so you know how to properly use your disinfectant. I know for the one we use, it's Barbicide. We have to mix it. I forgot what the ratio was, but we would have to let our tools, after we cleanse it and got rid of the debris, we have to set it in a disinfectant for at least 10 minutes.
It's different amount of times for different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the one,
but 10 minutes is generally like that's the general
rule.
Because like the first 2-3 minutes can kill like 99.9, but then that other minute
will do wonders.
The one.
And you just want to make sure. I go above and beyond when it comes to sanitation because what not about to happen is something break out in my room.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. Protect your clients. Clean your shit.
That's it. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, clean your stuff. Like, stop cutting corners. If you're back to back booked, make sure you have a cushion to focus on sanitation. Okay?
Don't skip that.
And also have multiple items. Like tweezers is an important thing. Have multiple tweezers. Have like 3 or 4 tweezers that rotate. Or, like me, have like about 20 of them. And you put the tweezer in the items to be disinfected after every client. And at the end of the day, you go through and you clean them all.
Because especially if you're waxing, that makes sense to have a lot. Because waxing, you can get a client in every 15 minutes.
Yep.
So... That's 5-minute time, that could be very crucial. And, you know, I'm a forgetter, so it's good to have that backup on you.
So spend
whether
money.
It's 1 or 19.
Yeah, exactly.
Have that backup.
Exactly. Spend money on that so you know if you're going to be back to back booked, make sure you have back to back supplies to be able to use on your clients. So you let your disinfectant sit. You let it sit in a disinfectant. Then you take it out of the disinfectant after the time that it says you have to let it sit. And you rinse it off with water. For brushes and stuff, you do not want to leave the disinfectant on there because most of them are strong enough to corrode your items. I've had it, like with my spray tan brushes, I have like these big Kaboku brushes. They're like really huge. And they came with the kit, but keep buying more and more has gotten expensive. Where I learned my lesson after like the 5th or 6th brush that kind of fell apart on me. It literally just starts spraying away. And then one time the head just like completely popped off. And I was like, that's because I leave it in there a little too long.
The ghetto.
to get them.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that can happen even with makeup artists.
Yes,
too.
makeup brushes. Make sure you rinse that disinfectant off. Your metal implements, rinse them off so they don't rust.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's another thing. Don't use like wooden like handles and stuff like that. You want non-porous material
because that's very porous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plastic or metal, because the wood, you cannot cleanse that well. It's just sitting in the wood.
Mm-hmm. And like for your bowls, make sure they're like rubber or glass, or I think we can do the stainless steel as well.
Yep. Yeah. Anything non-porous, so you can actually clean it and it don't spread. So after the disinfectant, you let it sit, you rinse that off. Then you can go to the sterilization step. I usually save this for the last, like the end of the day. I have an autoclave, and basically it's like a UV light that basically kills all microbial life. So all the little critters and the things you don't see, the little germs that the green thingy, kills them all. And I kind of set it away to prepare for the next day.
Yep, that autoclave, that is a great investment to have. If you are solo and you have your own suite, I mean, I don't think they're that expensive.
No, you can even get some from Amazon. Yeah. And they have like smaller ones. So you could really fit them in like little places. Like there's like,
you can fit right on your cart.
They even have a little, I remember I've seen one where it was like a little one like this big. And then
you gotta describe this.
It's like I do. I forgot. We're recording a video too, and I'm like talking to the video at the same time. But it's like a cup size. Or like a candle, like a candle.
Oh, like those 3-wick big candles.
Yeah, sometimes even smaller. And then you literally stick your tools in there. So it's for like more smaller tools, like tweezers and stuff like that.
Lash checks, y'all hear that?
Exactly. Just don't put your electrodes for your high frequency, like the glass things. Don't put it in your autoclave because it's gonna explode.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Pay attention to what works. Like, obviously you can't have certain implements submerged within like the disinfectant or something like that. You don't want to ruin your products, but you do want to make sure that they are clean in the correct way.
Yes.
So do your research. That's a phrase that's always going to be used here on this podcast, is do your research. The knowledge and learning never ends. Yes. So keep doing your research.
And follow your manufacturer's instructions.
Yeah.
Because every brand is different.
And to say something on that, like, okay, because I've been on, like, this weird area of, like, TikTok, I guess.
Love those areas.
No, that's not the good one. It's the one that kind of irritates me. It's like when people buy stuff from the grocery store and then they take it out of the container that it originally comes in, and then they put in something else. Like, I guess organizing and stuff.
The organizing one.
Yeah.
Those can be satisfying.
They're satisfying.
I get where you're going.
They're cute in some ways, but also it's like a lot of waste. I mean, I understand some things are going in the trash, but you got to sometimes those items go into that packaging for a reason. Like, now you don't put your milk in a plastic container that isn't really good, and it might be a porous container. Is that the correct? I'm pretty sure.
That is correct.
Yeah, so it might be a porous container, and all of a sudden, instead of your milk lasting for a week and a half or whatever, it's spoiled by day 2. You got thick milk. That's disgusting.
Goat milk.
Like,
milk.
Yeah, like, and so when it comes to having your own studio, make sure if it is an EPA regulated item, like your wipes. I know sometimes you just want to fit that aesthetic of your suite, but please don't, because DPR will come up in there and they will look for that label. Yes. And if you don't have that label, guess what? You're gonna write up.
Right. But you're gonna get fined.
You're
gonna have to pay, or they might shut down your business.
Yeah, because some people they don't play that.
So as she was saying, that is actually really true. Like, all your disinfectants have to be in their original containers. You cannot take it out and put it in a regular spray bottle and write disinfectant. You cannot do that. They will say like this is breaking the rule, breaking the regulation, and then guess what you're doing? Paying out of pocket for trying to be cute for Instagram.
Yeah.
Or for yourself.
I mean, like, yeah. Because, I mean,
either way, just keep it in the original container, because they have to see that it's EPA registered, and they have to see and for yourself, like you like allergies or things you got to avoid.
Yeah.
Based off of caution, damaging stuff.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
written
lot of
on the
allergies
label.
out there too. Like,
So yeah.
there's a lot of allergies. You would be surprised what some people are allergic to. So you don't want to put them in danger either.
Yeah.
I mean, and I guess like that's something that can happen, but
Yes.
it happens.
And buy extra gloves so you can disinfect your room with and your tools with, because we don't know what chemicals are in these stuff, and we're putting it directly on our hands.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And it's gonna soak into our bloodstreams, and next thing you know, we got cancer.
I wasn't gonna go that far. I was just gonna say, like, if you care about your skin gonna be messed up. It might just make your skin all like raw, and especially in the winter time.
Oh gosh.
No.
Get extra gloves. Like, if you're very stingy on gloves, which I hope you're not.
Please don't be.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Get the cheaper gloves for just cleansing.
The lunch lady ones. That's what we call it in school.
Really?
The little, like, it's really that thin plastic
Oh,
ones.
yeah. I call those the gas station ones.
Oh, the gas station. Oh, I miss when those were there.
I used to stock up on that.
I did. It was all up in my old
Wawa used to
car.
come through
Yeah,
all the
Wawa
time.
always comes through. All right, so we hit up like sanitation, the universal precautions, disinfecting, sterilization.
Yep. Oh, and I guess the last tidbits.
Yeah,
like to remember.
Kind of hit them. Oh, you have one listed. I'm cheating, y'all. I'm looking on her Instagram. I'm looking on the Falaar Skin Instagram page, and I'm following it along.
Oh, yes.
I want to make sure I'm staying on topic because we can really derail everything.
We do a lot.
But yeah, you have one here that I really like. It says wear proper safety equipment. Well, we spoke on the gloves about eye protection. Can I please say, I watched this TikTok, this lady, she was a esthetician. She's doing a facial, and she was extracting. Her face is all up in the pimple. Like, I understand, they teach us, do your extractions under the mag lamp. I'm going to be honest. I don't. It's just that mag lamp and me, we don't get along that well. Because it's just so tiny. I don't know. I just don't like it.
I'm discombobulated with it.
Yeah.
I might accidentally punch you in the head
trying
to get the pimple.
I accidentally slap them sometimes. I'm like, oops, sorry.
My bad. She don't want to. It's just she can't help it because the mag lamp is saying your pimple right here. But then when you go right there, that's your eyeball.
It's hard. But that's why you should wear eye glove or eye protection. And it's something to get in the habit of, because I noticed that we're not in the habit of doing it. I don't either. But I feel like when you are doing your extractions, throw on some goggles so you can protect yourself, because you don't want whatever was in that pus to just hit your eye. Like, that's nasty. Especially we got the I was about to say the goggles. Yeah, the goggles.
The goggles.
You got the eye the protective eyewear, the eye gloves, and you got the mask on. Like, the perfect spots are covered: your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. Right.